Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Bassa. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Vitor Roque, as the Brazilian prodigy really wants to join Barca this summer itself, but the arrival still looks complicated. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Jeremy Doku, as it has been reported that Barca are in strong race with Manchester City to sign the 50 million valued Iran winger. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. With Ousmane Dembele's departure to Paris Saint-Germain almost certain, Barcelona are on the lookout to acquire a replacement, and we have reported before that a certain Vitor Roque could join the team earlier than he was scheduled. Barca signed Vitor Roque last month but claimed that his arrival would take place in 2024, but with Dembele set to leave, there could be room for the 18-year-old to join now. As it turns out, however, Joaquim Pieira writes for Sport that the possibility of the aforementioned actually happening is complicated, especially from Atletico Paranense's end. So now the question is, what's the problem? The journalist writes that Vitor Roque's premature arrival at Barcelona is certainly not dependent on what's going on at the club. From Atletico Paranense's point of view, they would not allow the young forward to leave this summer, mostly because they are in the Copa Libertadores Championship. So even if the player wants to join Barca this summer, he will have to sit with his current team to negotiate, and it is expected that doing the same will certainly not be easy. As far as Barcelona are concerned, they have not initiated anything as of today. In fact, they have not contacted anyone about Roca's potential arrival in the summer. So what does the player want? Journalist Javi Miguel writes that the player wants to join Barcelona this summer. For that, the Barca delegates are only waiting for the Copa Libertadores qualifiers. If Atletico are eliminated before August 31st, Roque will be incorporated immediately. According to the reporter, Barcelona are of the idea that the gap Dembele would leave this summer can be covered with Roque, despite the fact that the youngster is not really a like-to-like replacement for the Frenchman. In all fairness, though, Roque's arrival this summer is extremely complicated, as even Barcelona will have to decide what to do with the money they will get from Dembele's sale. The growing idea is to invest in a right back, potentially João Cancelo. So if he arrives, Barcelona will have to see if they leave a margin in the wage bill to sign up Vitor Roque. Of course, Vitor Roque, we all know the player have always been eager to play for Barca. Finally, his dream came true when Barca signed him up, but the player could not make it immediately because of registration issues and so on and so forth. So Barca made it clear that he will likely join Barca but next season, or let me say next summer. And now that Dembele shockingly wants to leave for PSG, the only good thing from that is Barca will have some space in their wage bill because Dembele was also one of the highest paid players, which will also greatly or positively impact the salary mass of the club, which will in turn help Barcelona in their bid to strengthen the squad. We've been talking about right back most importantly to be strengthened, and also player registration. So I think Barca still need to make the very good wise decision after Dembele's move succeeds, which looks very likely as it stands. And one of the things that we have also been discussing about in the past is Vitor Roque's potentially coming to Barca this summer, as opposed to the agreed 2024, which is now still complicated because the player really desires to join and start a new fresh season with his teammates. And of course, it's going to be a very complicated situation in all fairness. And of course, Let's see how it goes because I think, from my own point of view, I think whatever money that Barca make from the Dembele sale, they should strengthen this team. Talking about the right back, that is exactly what they have to do. I think players like João Cancelo, who have been the top choice for Xavi, I think they will try and push for that. Even though he's valued at 50 million, something like that, I think Barca can just try to get things together. So bring João Cancelo. I think that'll be enough because if we're talking about players like João Felix to replace Dembele, there's no need for that. We have Ace up there already. Or maybe talking about players like, let's say players like Bernardo Silva. There's no need for that. We already have a good number of midfielders already. So no, I'm saying that because normally the money that we receive for Dembele can never incorporate all those targets or all those desired targets that Javi wants. If they want to choose one, for me, it should be a right back, not registering players like Vitor Roque, and so I think definitely that's what they should do. If Vitor Roque comes next year, I think there's no big problem. I don't see it urgent. I don't see it urgent that he must come this summer because had it been Barca had the space on their wage bill, good. We could have to bring that young player from Brazil to come and be a backup to Lewandowski. But now our hands are tied and we can't risk things. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. In light of Ousmane Dembele's imminent exit, Barcelona have begun the search to find an adequate replacement, with a figure of just about 25 million reportedly going to Barca. The Catalan Giants are bound to benefit from increased wiggle room in their wage bill and budget allocations for the transfers, although the club will take a hit on a sporting basis following Dembele's departure. The funds are said to be invested back into the team. According to Sasha Tavolieri, Barcelona have entered the race for one of Ligue 1's top prospects, Jeremy Doku. Since joining Rennes from Anderlecht, the talented Belgian winger has been stealing the headlines in Ligue 1. Top European clubs like Manchester City have taken note of the lightning quick pace, left dribbling, and capacity to open up scoring chances, and how Barcelona too have set their sights on the forward whose market value stands at 50 million euros. Doku, who is well known for his versatility and can play on either wing, would offer stylistic resemblances to a certain Ousmane Dembele. So however, Barca are not the only side eyeing Doku's situation, as an array of clubs have inquired about the young star, with Manchester City also in the hunt for the winger's situation. The citizens currently are best placed to land the player, but no formal offer has been sent to Rennes yet. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.